Major 2 is just around the corner. We are literally, what, 2 days away from Major 2? That's right, 2 days away from Major 2. The first match is going to be on Thursday. Roster Mania's just hit the fan. I mean, hit this, I don't know what the saying is, but Kenny has been dropped. And yeah, kind of, I don't know, just a lot to go through. We do have a separate video that should be out yesterday, kind of going through our thoughts on Kenny in that situation, so make sure to check it out. But today we're going to be going through the bracket, going through and picking my CDL Major 2 winners. Now, I'm an Optic Texas fan, but I'm going to try and make this non-biased and be completely transparent here, completely honest, as if I was a neutral, just because I don't want it to be, oh, Optic win everything. Because, you know, I want them to win, but I don't want the predictions to not be truthful. Because right now they're not playing well. So if I don't think they're going to win, I'm going to be truthful. Let's go right into it. Starting off with Thieves, Boston Breach. I think Thieves are the best team in the game right now. I think they look phenomenal. I think the first map they're gonna win. They're gonna get momentum, and I think it's gonna be a stompage. To be honest with you, I think it's gonna be a 3-0. I really do. I think I could see Boston maybe taking a map, maybe an S&D or something. But even then, like, I just think Thieves are playing so well. I think it could be a 3-1, but I'm very confident it's gonna be a 3-0. I just think Thieves they're just playing a different level right now, and it's a tough matchup one for Boston Breach. Then we go to Carolina versus Surge. Honestly, really good game. This one is going to be phenomenal, and there's one variable. There's just one variable that comes out to it, and I think it's going to be Mr. Gwyn. Gwyn has been lights out online. This guy online has been unbelievable, MVP form, but online he just kind of lowers down a little bit. He doesn't play the same kind of MVP caliber, and I think if they want to make a run, I think he needs to step up, because last major one, what we saw TJ really step up and play well. So I want to see Gwyn step up and play well here, because he's the main guy in the team for me. And the other side is Surge. I don't know how Neptune's going to play on land, but I'm super excited. I am very, very, very much on the Surge train, but I think this is gonna be an absolute banger. I genuinely believe it's gonna be maybe like a map 5, and I think it could go either way. I'm very, very much on the Surge train. I think it could be like a 3-1 Surge, or it can go to the map 5, but I think it will be a very close series. And honestly, I would not be surprised with what happens if I was a betting man. Like, this is not what I'd bet on. I would not bet on this series, because it's going to be, you know, I'm really excited for this series. I think it's going to be an absolute banger. Then we go through to the Faze Rocker, kind of similar to the Thieves situation. I think Faze have just been really, really good. They haven't played too well in Search and Destroy. That is a one weakness, I would say, but we're going to get into some more of that later down the bracket. But for now, I think they're going to take care of Rocker, and honestly, I think it's going to be clean, nice and easy. Not much goes into it. Then we have C9 Toronto. So I think the two big dogs, Faze and Thieves, the matches are going to be fairly underwhelming, just because I think they're going to actually stomp the opponents. But I think the other two matches are going to be really, really good. We got Toronto got up against Cloud9, and again, I could see this going down the distance. I really can. I just think it's C9's got really good search, though. This is the thing. So I would say, I think it's either going to be 3-1 Toronto, like that, right? So I think it goes 3-1 Toronto, maybe Toronto win map 1, 3, 4, something like that. If they lose a respawn, which I think could happen, I think it's actually going to be go to the map 5. So, you know, the map 4, whatever, let's say, I don't know, let's say Cloud9 wins a control, for example, then it goes 2-2. Then I think Cloud9 wins it. I think Cloud9 will win from the searches, and but I don't know. Again, this is a really, really hard one for me to predict, but I'm going to give it to Cloud9 here. I just think their search has been pretty good. I think it's been pretty good. And Toronto, I think Toronto, like, on paper should win this one, but I think I'm going to give it to Cloud9. I don't know, though. We're on LAN as well, when we have... I'll tell you what, I'm going to do that. Only because if Toronto win, I don't think it's going to be in the map 5. If Toronto win, I think it's going to be in 4. Like, I think if it goes to 5, I think Cloud9 takes it. So that's why I'm going to do it like that. I'm really, really high on the Joe Steves train. I think he's unbelievable. He's playing really good Call of Duty, and I don't know. I think they're going to turn up at LAN. Hopefully, I like Toronto, so yeah, we'll do it like that. Then we go over, and apparently it's going to be Boston versus Miami, because I did have Boston losing. I think it's going to be a good series, maybe a mixy one. I don't know, to be honest with you. I think it's going to be a top 12 for Miami, low key. I think it might be a Boston Breach 3-1. I just think, I don't know. I like Boston. I do. I think Boston are a good team. They always kind of get the short end of the stick, especially at LAN. They always play the good teams, and just they end up playing Faze or something every time, and just, you know, it just doesn't go too well for them. So I think that's something that could happen. They play Thieves, get smacked, but I do have hope at Boston. I think they can play well. Miami is very, very all over the place, to be honest with you. Sometimes they play well, sometimes they don't. So I don't know what Miami we're going to get. I think the last major one, Miami, was probably a bit of a buffed version, being at what's it called, Madrid, having, like, you know, the Spanish crowd and stuff, maybe a bit more of a boost and stuff. So I think they played really well last major. Who knows? Maybe they perform again. But for now, I'm going to give it to Boston. Carolina, I think it's going to be a 3-0 sweep against Vegas. Unfortunately, I don't think Vegas will go through with a map pool. Then we have Rocker versus Optic. I do think Optic win this one. I think it's going to be a little bit mixy. I'm hoping it's a 3-0, but I think it's going to be a 3-1. It's going to be one of those, again, first match with Skies. Very difficult to predict anything. We do have a little bit of momentum because they did just beat LAG earlier on in the week. They have a new kind of honeymoon phase. So who knows? Maybe Optic get through the win here. I'm hoping it's nice and smooth and hoping they get some confidence that this is their home major. I think they'll get through it. Obviously, I'm a bit scared, bit worried, but I think they'll be okay. I think they'll win that one. Then we have Cloud9 versus LAG. I think Cloud9 will win that one 3-0 or maybe 3-1. We'll give it a 3-1. I think it'll be a good series and we'll go there. Then we go up to the winners bracket, and this is going to be an absolute battle. I'll be honest. If Vancouver can play well, and I'm hoping they do, I'm hoping they play well, I think it's going to be like a 3-1, like a close 3-1, okay, like a good decent 3-1 or a 3-2, but I'm gonna give it 3-2. I'm gonna give it 3-2. I think it'll be a bang, like an absolute battle. I think Thieves are better. I just think I'm gonna give 3-1. I'll be honest. I think 3-1. I think it'll be a good series. I don't think it'll be like a sweep. I think it'll be a really good series because I'm really high on the Surge train. I really am. And I think Thieves are the best team in the game though, so I still think they'll win it. Then we go over to Faze Toronto, and I think with this kind of matchup, I think on paper we're expecting a battle. And I think that's where it gets a little bit underwhelming. Sometimes I just think it's one of those days where I think all maps are fairly okay, but I think Faze just clutch up in all 3 maps, if I'm honest with you. So I think it'll be a 3-0. And it just, it's one of those conversations with Toronto where it's like, I think this just happens. I think I'm seeing the future, and this is something that I can see happening with Toronto. They don't know. I think they play well in the first match, go through to Faze, and just, it's a bit underwhelming. Then we go through and we have Boston versus the Ravens. I think this is going to be a battle. I really do. And I think Ravens are going to win this one in 5. I think it's going to be an absolute insane battle. Really, really good series there over on Friday. And I just think Ravens are going to take it. I think that boy Gwynn's going to turn up. I think Boston end their tournament run there. Then we go over to Optic versus Cloud9 again. This is where I'm being a little bit deluded here. I'm thinking Optic. I do think it could go the distance, though. I really do. I think it's just going to be one of those where I don't know. I'm just going to take it to a map 5 again. I think Cloud9. I think Optic will play well in the respawns. I think it'll go to the S&D, and I could definitely see Cloud9 winning in 5. I really can. I could see Cloud9 winning in 5 like that. But I'm just going to give the benefit of the doubt to Optic. Home major, they get a little bit of momentum on their side. You've got Skies there. The guy's icy, bro. The guy's a good S&D player. I think overall, I'm going to back Optic. I really will. I'm going to back Optic there. Then we go over to the top of the bracket, and the match that everyone has been waiting for. An absolute battle is going to be Thieves versus Faze. And unfortunately for Atlanta Faze fans, I just think it's going to be one in the S&D. I think it's going to be a 3-2 absolute banger. I can't wait for this one on the Sunday. The winners final is going to be an insane matchup. It's going to be incredible, and I think Thieves Faze go the distance, and that's what's going to happen. Then we go to the left hand side here, and if I'm honest with you, this is some good matchups. It really is. We have Toronto versus Ravens. I think this can go either way, but this is where I feel like Toronto are the team that kind of like bullies the lower teams to an extent, and then they struggle against the big dogs, but Ravens can just turn up. This is really difficult for me to predict, but I'm going to go with Toronto 3-1. I don't know. I just got that feeling. I think they're going to have a little bit more star power on that Saturday, and they're going to be able to win that game. So we're going to go through with Toronto. Ooh, okay. Let's be honest here. If it's the Optic we've been seeing, I think it's going to be that. Now, I don't know how we're going to play. I would love to be wrong here. I would love if Optic could win this. But again, I said I'm not going to be biased. So we're going to do that. We're going to do Surge wins. And then, yeah, I'm going to just move on from that. I think Surge is playing really good Call of Duty. They've had more practice. I mean, this is the first week we're coming in. Literally 4 days ago, Optic were playing with Kenny, and now the roster changed. They have literally 0 practice. I think the wins they get will be extremely scrappy. If that happens, if they win, it's going to be scrappy against Cloud9. I think they'll beat Rocker. Rocker haven't playing too well, and then they go through, and it's like I think Surge right now would probably smoke them. So that's what we're going to do. Then we have Toronto versus Surge. Did we have this matchup earlier? Or am I tweaking? Toronto versus Surge. No, we didn't. But if I'm honest, I think it goes to the map 5, and I think Surge, again, I'm really high on Surge right now. I think they take it. Then we go through an elimination finals as well. I think it's one of those where the momentum carries them through, and I think it's going to be an absolute battle again. But this time, I think Faze win it 3-1. I think it'll be close maps, but it's something I just see Surge like competing, and Faze just clutching up. They just got that ice, especially on land. These guys are unbelievable. I feel like they're just going to have that ice to clutch up. I think Surge maybe take a map. start scaring them a little bit. But I think Faze would just be too good to win for them to handle them. And then we go through to the best of 7 grand finals, and I honestly think it would be 4-2. I think that's what we're going to go with. I think it's going to be 4-2. I think it'll be 4-2. I think I just think Thieves have a little bit more in the gas right now, and I think especially like Control and Search, they're so good. They already was like probably better than Faze and Hardpoint at the start. Like, you know, Major One, we saw it as well. I think it'll be a really good series, to be honest. But I just think it's going to go to. I just think it's going to go to Thieves. I think it's going to be 4-2, maybe 4-3. But I think, you know what, we saw it last time. I'll make it 4-3 this time. It's going to be 4-3, but Thieves win it, and that's gonna be it. I think Thieves are gonna be your Major 2 champions, but I'm hoping the Green will turn up, and I'm hoping at the home Major, the boys Optic can make a run, an incredible run. What a story it would be if Optic can win the Major. I'm very much hoping. But this is gonna be the final bracket. Let's take a look through. As we go through, we're gonna see at the start here. Oh, is there any way we can check out the bracket? Let's submit our predictions, see if it opens up a little bracket for us. Okay, so anyways, just quick little run through. So we Thieves 3-0, then it's going to be Surge beating Ravens 3-2. On the loser bracket, we have Faze winning 3-0, Toronto winning 3-1, Boston 3-1, Ravens 3-0. And then we have Optic 3-1 with C9 taking 3-1. Then Optic going to beat Cloud9 in the winners in the elimination round 2 with Ravens taking out Boston. Then we're going to go through to the upper end here, and I think Faze and Thieves, as expected, are going to go through where they battle it out, where Faze lose to Thieves. So now everyone else is going to be in the loser bracket with Ultra taking out Royal Ravens. We also have on the other side here, Optic losing to Vancouver Surge, with Toronto going up at Vancouver, with Vancouver taking the win there, going up against Atlanta Faze, where Faze win that match, go back in the grand finals as the 2 best teams in the tournament, and they go through battle out of an absolute insane series where map 7 goes to the side of Thieves because S&D wins championships. You guys know the drill. Drop a like, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys for another one tomorrow. Boost.